What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Credit, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. Honestly, I don't know who pissed Terence Crawford off, but this guy's been training like he's pissed. You know, I could just make speculations on why he's pissed, but it seems like somebody pissed him off. And he's coming with a chip on his shoulder, a vengeance, and he's coming to put on a show in August. Because the dude literally started camp way too early. He don't fight till August. He should be on vacation right now. He should be relaxing right now. How do you start camp months? Like, let's see, how many months before his fight? We're in May, right? May, June, July. Who starts camp 4 months before camp? Usually you start camp like 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks. So he's doing an extra 2 months before he starts camp. He's already going to be on weight. He's going to be scary on fight night. He's going to be scary on fight night. All I could do right now is make speculations on why he's doing what he's doing. And in my humble opinion or honest opinion, it has everything to do with the pound for pound list. I feel like he feels like he's being disrespected after winning the fight of the century, the fight of the decade. They disrespect him. They even robbed the man of fight of the year, but they gave his trainer fight of the year. How do you rob Terence Crawford of fight of the year and give his trainer fight of the year? That's disrespectful. The man was in the fight of the decade, the fight of the century, bro, where both guys was undefeated. Both guys were pound for pound fighters. Both guys were in their prime. There was so much recipe for a fight like this. Yet it was one-sided because one fighter was just much superior to the other fighter skillfully. But on paper, it was supposed to be a 50-50 fight. You know, but Earl Spence just couldn't match the skill set of Terence Crawford. And what do we know? Skills always pays the bill. Bud Crawford has been training in Las Vegas. He's been everywhere. He's just going everywhere. He's going to the UFC gym training. You know what I'm saying? He's even checking out some young fighters with Pro Box. But he's just using everything as motivation to take back his number one pound for pound spot. You know? And he's number 3 on the pound for pound list right now, which is disrespectful. They put Usyk at number 1. He's a freaking heavyweight, bro. How do you put a heavyweight on a pound for pound list? It's disrespectful to the sport. Heavyweights should not be on a pound for pound list. The pound for pound list should include the smaller fighters. You know, the heavyweight already get their recognition. They disrespected Bud when they put Inoue on top of Bud. And Inoue himself said Bud is number 1 pound for pound. They asked Inoue, who do you think is the best fighter in the world? He said Terence Crawford. If the guy you think is the number 1 is telling you, no, I'm not the number 1, this guy's the number 1, why would you put that guy ahead of Bud Crawford? When that guy's telling you, I've done good in the sport, but I haven't done as much as Crawford. You know, why would you put him ahead of Bud? Bud has beat more notable names, more Olympians, gold medalists, silver medalists, pound for pound level fighters. Like, come on, you can't really compare. Bud had more knockouts than Inoue has fights. What is there to compare? Inoue has 27 fights. Bud got 31 knockouts. More knockouts than Inoue has fights. It's actually laughable when you compare the two on the pound for pound list. Even Usyk, the dude only has 22 fights. Bud has more knockouts than Usyk has fights, than Inoue has fights. I remember they did this shit with Vasily Lomachenko, man. These people will never learn. It's straight racism to our face. They continue to do it because they're in control of the pound-for-pound list. You know, it's just complete racial bias. You know, I mean, it is what it is. We never get a fair shake. But anyway, Bud Crawford started camp real early, and he's doing his thing, and he's ready to take over the 154-pound division. And I really feel bad for Israel Madrimov. I feel like Israel Madrimov is going to get destroyed. I watch a lot of fights from Israel Madrimov, and I ain't going to lie to y'all guys. You know, this Israel Madrimov guy, he's good offensively. He'll probably give Bud trouble offensively, but defensively, yeah, not so good. He fights with his hands down. He thinks he's Roy Jones Jr. You're not Roy Jones Jr., buddy. When you fighting Bud, you better make sure those hands are up. Because one mistake against Bud, you're getting dropped. I see this guy getting dropped multiple times in this fight, en route to a knockout loss to Bud Crawford, especially with Bud starting camp early. Yeah, it's going to be a one-sided ass whooping. Madrimov, I don't know what he brings to the table for a guy like Bud. I see a future unification or undisputed fight with Crawford and Spence, because Spence is about to fight Fondora. I don't think Fondora brings anything to the table for Earl Spence. In my honest opinion, Fondora is going to be a punching bag because of his style. Styles make fights. A lot of people are saying Fondora is going to beat Spence. I don't know how they see that. I don't see Fondora beating Spence. I actually see Fondora being a punching bag because of his style. He's going to be right in front of Spence. Spence going to punish him. Spence has way more arsenal, way more tools in his arsenal. You know, and I don't know. This is Terence Crawford sparring a super middleweight, Lester Martinez. He fights at 168, one of Bud's top sparring partners. You know, this could potentially be Bud sparring bigger guys for a future fight with Canelo Alvarez in the Mexico versus American fight. So, you never know. You know, Turki Al-Sheikh, there's rumor that Turki Al-Sheikh want to do Mexico versus America, where Crawford fights Canelo, Shakur fights Pitbull, Fulton fights Neri. There's some other fights on there too, but we'll see. But anyway, like I said, my conclusion is somebody pissed Bud off, and that's the pound for pound list. I think he feels like he's being disrespected. He's the longest. He's been the longest person to be on the pound for pound list for the longest. Nobody has ever been on a pound for pound list longer than Terence Crawford. I think it's disrespectful to rank these dudes above Terence Crawford that don't even have that much fights. You know, this is a slap in the face to a guy like Terence Crawford. Like, these dudes literally just started their career. They got 22 fights, 27 fights. The man has 40 fights. He has more knockouts than these dudes has fights. Yeah, you want to rank these dudes. Like, I mean, when they did it with Vasily Lomachenko, I mean, that was the worst one to ever do with Vasily Lomachenko. But now, they're still doing it. They're flexing their muscles, saying, hey, look, we control the pound for pound list. We can put who we want to put there. We can drop who we want to drop. And you know what's crazy? You know who owns the pound for pound list, the Ring Magazine pound for pound list? That's Oscar De La Hoya. So Oscar De La Hoya is flexing his muscles, saying he can put whoever he wants to put on a pound for pound list, disrespecting Terrence Bud Crawford. Crawford's going to have to go in there and unfortunately punish Israel Madrimov to regain his number one spot again, because these guys are ridiculous, man. They're disrespecting Bud every chance they get.